Hello and welcome back to Suzerain, the Republic of Swordland. And in today's video, we continue on with the Ministry of Economy. Lucian and I arrive at the Ministry of Economy. The sisters took our coats and showed us into the meeting rooms, where Simon, Edith, Gus, and Mikhail were waiting. As soon as I entered, their chatter stopped and they stood up. After a few pleasantries, everyone but Simon took their seats. He opened his briefcase, produced a folder, and proceeded to go over some of the documents. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the Ministry of Economy. Without further ado, we are, of course, here to discuss our economic shift towards privatization. Mikhail and Edith exchanged smiles. Mr. President, before you arrived, Mikhail and Edith were expressing their delight at your decision to go down this path. Wonderful news, I'd say. I'm glad you're staying firmly on the path to a market economy. This was certainly the right decision. It will boost our economy by providing the much-needed funds right now. We can then use these funds to increase development for the future. It's a win-win situation for sure. I'm glad we are on the same page. Certainly. Simon handed me and everyone else in the room 2 neat stacks of documents. Let's move on to how we can go about implementing a privatization plan. Please turn to page 6. Turn to page 6. I turned to page 6. The title was The Swordish State Corporation. As you can see, the document, the first company up for discussion, this is the Swordish State Corporation. The Swordish State Corporation, or SSC for short, has been around for over half a century. Most recently, they have been handling a wide range of state construction projects. In their portfolio, they have government buildings, various infrastructure projects, state libraries, embassies, basically anything government related. Privatizing a company like this would certainly increase the government's budget. That, of course, would result in a lot of opportunities for us to provide to our civilians. The funds could also be used to boost our popularity, especially with the election approaching, not to mention the various other areas in which we can and should spend money. However, there's one catch. The conservative majority of the USP would not like this decision at all. For them, these state companies are part and parcel of Swordish identity. If we privatize these companies entirely and sell too many shares in them, it will have consequences for us in the assembly. Well, what would the effects be if we fully privatize the Swordish state corporations? We would gain tremendous amounts of money for the government. We can invest that money in future government projects, which would popularize our administration, increasing the chances of our re-election. That popularity might not make up for losing the lion's share of the conservative vote. Conservatives comprise the majority of the assembly. If we hurt their national pride, they'll turn on us. I'm against full privatization. We shouldn't make enemies at this stage. What if we sell a minority share of SC? It would be better than nothing, but why stop there? A minority stake won't help our government as much. We need to be decisive. On the other hand, a minority share would create less friction. That would be my preference. Well, what did I promise? Privatize companies. Well, about that. What about selling a majority share? This certainly is a very good option. The state would keep some of SSC's operations under control, and the government would have lots of gain. I am leaning towards this option myself. Retaining control while increasing our budget, I don't see a downside. Let's move on to the next option. Very well. Please turn to page 26. Turn to page 26. I turned to page 26. The title was Nadam Mining Group. Nadam Mining Group. It is one of the largest mining corporations in eastern Europa, let alone Swordland. They call themselves the leaders of the world in coal. They certainly have enough evidence to back that up. Perhaps they are not as large as the SSC, but we still have a lot to gain if Nadam Mining Group is privatized. I fully support privatization of this company to any extent. Certainly a good option to gain enough capital to end the recession once and for all. I have contacts in Nadam. It is one of the most valuable corporations of the last decade. I can vouch for that. I have personal experience with the company myself. It would be a great addition to any portfolio. What would the effects be if we fully privatized Nadam Mining Group? It would be a very profitable sell. I know many people who would kill to have a portion of that company. I do think this is a good option. We could simply privatize Nadam along with SSC to bring in a large influx of money to the government. Mr. President, I hate to repeat myself, but fully privatizing one state-owned company, let alone two, will anger our conservative voter base. All the budget in the world won't matter if we aren't reelected. What are your thoughts on selling a minority share? Coupled with a minority share of the SSC, that is a way to go. It would, however, be a lost opportunity. I think we should sell a majority share instead. Definitely not a bad idea at all. What about selling a majority share? My preference is selling a majority share of both SSC and Nadam. It would give us the most value. I think we should go with this choice. This might still generate a backlash from the Assembly and the general public. We should go for a minority share instead. I'm ready to make my decision. Honestly, I'm not really. This is kind of a difficult one. Sounds good. Let's go over the document once again, then. I read all of Simon's documents once more, then flip to the last page. It was time to make some decisions. I mean, I'm not doing fully state-owned, that's for sure. I mean, I could fully privatize them, like I said, you want me to. But I kind of don't think that's an option. I can't really jeopardize that much, right? It doesn't seem like... The companies below represent the two largest state corporations, which play a key role in several strategic industries. You can privatize them by selling minority, majority, or the entirety of the company's private interest. SSC is a state corporation, which stands as the largest construction company in Swordsland. The main business units of the group are planning and design, project development, equipment, leasing, and trade and construction. I mean, I don't know if I want to do this. I know, I've been full in so far, but I don't know if we can... This vote is very important, and we've already done some kind of risky stuff. I don't know. I don't know the stuff behind... The thing I love about playing this game is I've never looked into any of the background stuff behind how much each decision affects things. Like, how does your popularity go? So, like, I had a run where I was full capitalist, just nice guy, doing my stuff, and I didn't win the vote and also died. I had another run where I played as, like, a communist, and I won the vote and won the re-election, and everything went great. So it's like, I don't know. This game, I don't know the specifics behind it. I don't know how to get stuff, how to keep yourself safe, how to win, how to re-elect, any of that stuff. I'm gonna go with the minority. Nadam Mining Group. Nadam Mining Group is the largest state-owned mining corporation in all of eastern Europa. Its main task is to explore and harness mineral wealth of the region, and make value additions. The company primarily extracts coal, gold, and diamonds. I'm gonna go with minority. We're just gonna go with some minority state. I don't want to go with full, but I'm tempted to go with majority, but I also don't want to risk it. I'm going with minority. That also feels like a risk, though. Sorry, dude. This isn't happening. Sorry, dude. I'm glad I didn't agree. I just said, I'll think about it. I signed the document, altering the ownership of the Big Four with a flourish. Simon leaned back in his chair. So, this is the path we are taking. I want to thank you, Mr. President. This decision will revitalize our economy. Although I wish we could have proceeded with the privatization in greater capacity, it is a start. Certainly a step in the right direction. Partial privatization will still deal damage to our conservative voter base, but it is nothing we can't handle. I suspect that regardless, we will lose the support of some conservatives in the Assembly, but the gains we receive will upset the Rossets. Make sure those gains happen. As you wish. I will not leave any stones unturned. If you will excuse me, I have to get to work immediately. There's much to be done. Lucian packed up his bag and started making his way to the entrance. That will be it for today, then. I know everyone has a very busy schedules. Thank you all for coming. I want to see the results as soon as possible. Of course, as fast as we can. I put the documents in my suitcase and left the room with Lucian. It'll be fine. They'll get over themselves. Whatever. They'll get over themselves. Unified Education Language Acts. The Grand National Assembly advances the Unified Education Act, UELA, to strengthen national unity and facilitate consistent, comprehensive learning across Swordsland. Also, there's some government budget. Oh, wow, that feels good. Section 1 of the UELA stipulates that all education institutions in Swordsland are required to conduct their teachings in the country's official language, except in the case of foreign language instructions. To offer courses in language other than Swordish, institutions must obtain explicit approval from the Ministry of Education. Any universities, technical colleges, or other educational institutes found to be non-compliant will face a temporary suspension of operations until they apply for and receive the necessary approval. Section 2 of the UELA underscores the enforcement of the Act. Schools found to be in violation of these guidelines may face penalties, which may include reductions of or withdrawal of funding. In severe cases or cases of persistent non-compliance, total shutdown may be enforced. This enforcement mechanism reinforced the commitment to a unified language policy, ensuring cohesive education experience across the nation. Veto. Look, it might be a little bit, I'm not exactly following my stuff by vetoing stuff when I'm trying to get rid of the veto, but I don't care. I'm gonna take advantage of it until it's gone, and then I'm gonna let it be gone. Simple as that. The privatization process had begun, and as I expected, Swordsland's two most prominent oligarchs wanted to speak to me about it. Lucian Soden, Marcel Correnti, and Walter Tusk into the conference room. The two men sat across the table from me, leaving an empty chair in between them. Good to see you, President. It's been a while. Here, take this, a gift. He brought out a bottle of Erlori Maroon, 30 years old. I heard Peter say that you favor this one. Straight to business, as always. As always. Marcel burst out laughing. Old man, you always think so small. You lack the vision to see the bigger picture. Marcel approached me and we shook hands. It's nice to see you, Mr. President. Here, a real gift. He took out a set of car keys from his pocket and gave them to me. Come, take a look. I looked out the window on the road leading to the palace. I saw a glittering brand new Randiforni sports car, a car that only the richest of Swordsland could afford. It's yours. I'm not gonna say no. Thank you, Marcel. I can't wait to drive it. I knew you would like it. Surely better than a bottle of whiskey. Little boy, do you think I can't do better? Me, Walter Tusk? Why are you two showering me with gifts? No reason. Really? No reason? I bet this has nothing to do with the recent privatizations. Anyway, gentlemen, please take your seats. They sat down. Lucian produced a set of documents from his briefcase. He put on his reading glasses. So, Mr. Tusk and Mr. Correnti, President Rain is about to sell private shares in Swordsland's two largest national corporations, and now you're here, showering him with gifts. You're both clearly more skilled at business than you are at subterfuge. So tell us, why do you deserve to claim these shares before they go on to the general market? President, listen. We, you, and I have been getting along like gangbusters recently. I want to continue this profitable relationship between us. These shares are very important to me. If I had them, I could do so much more for Swordland. So much more for you. You haven't even seen what I and my connections are capable of. Do you want to get re-elected? No problem. I'll make sure of it. This is my offer to you. I'll do whatever it takes to make you president for another term. Doesn't that sound great? What about you, Marcel? He can't do anything. He's not capable enough to. Mr. President acts me. Mr. President acts me, not you. Before you spew those big words, make sure you can actually do it, Walter. Mr. President, first off, Mr. Tusk here has lied about the extent of his influence. True, he might have command over some people in the Assembly, but what he is sitting on top of right now was built by my father, Conrad Corinti. I want to be straightforward with you. If you give me the shares, I will topple this old man, which means I will have the same influence he does over the Assembly. I can sway them as you like. But that's not all, Mr. President. Don't forget that I have something that gives me an edge over this man and his archaic ways, a powerful tool, control over the media. I can give you the power over both the Assembly and the Swordish public. Basically a guaranteed win. He could never ever hope to beat this offer. You little snake. You are 20 years early to be the head of the Lotharberg group. I made the group what it is. Perhaps, but Marcel has a point. What is your decision, Mr. President? Yeah, what's it gonna be? Marcel leaned forward with anticipation. The thing is... Yeah, I'm kind of thinking maybe trying this? Because the thing is, I have genuinely built a great relationship with both of these people. Like, I don't want to... Walter Tusk has been very helpful to me. And he's very much on my side. But Marcel Corinti has also had a great relationship with me. And he's very much on his side. Like, I kind of want to get to Walter Tusk, but I can't risk him just blabbering out about the media stuff I'm doing with. Like, they're both very useful pieces of the puzzle. So I'm gonna try this, but oh boy, do I think it might go wrong. The shares will be equally distributed between the two of you. I see, so you decided not to pick a tide. Although I would have preferred you picked me. I respect that. Likewise. No complaints here. Okay. I mean, I hope you're not lying to me, because if that's true and you do have no complaints and you're okay with that, great. I'm okay with this. We've worked it out. Sounds awesome. Very well. Here's the paperwork. Lucien put a stack of papers in front of Marcel and Walter. He pointed to various sections and pages in the stack of papers. You will need to sign here, here, and here. After the papers were signed, Marcel and Walter stood up. I think we all have a very busy schedule. I will take my leave now. See you later, Mr. President. I will take my leave as well. The two men packed their belongings and left the meeting room. Oh boy, I'm hoping that doesn't go wrong. I am really hoping that does not go wrong. In 1956, he bought shares from Swordish State Corporation and Nadam Mining Group after the companies were privatized. And later privatized by President Anton Reign. Its largest extracted regions are... Yeah, but I only partially did. And I only partially privatized both of them. Drive-by shooting in Arvory. Earlier today, a drive-by shooting happened, causing shops in Arvory City not only millions of Swordish Rin in property damage, but also human lives. The group of armed assault, the way it sounds like not only millions of Swordish Rin, but also millions of human lives. Like, it sounds like it's equating to the same thing, but, I don't think so. I don't think millions are in Arvory. The group of armed... I mean, there might be, but I don't think millions died either way. The group of armed assaults have been recognized by the Ministry of Interior to be from the known crime family, the Skinner. Their target seemed to be one of the shops from the Corinley family. The Ministry of Interior has yet to announce how she will handle the matter. It is anticipated that Corinley family will soon retaliate, and we hope that the people of Arvory City have prepared themselves. Privatization of Swedish State Corporation Nadam Mining Group. Today, the government has announced changes to the ownership of the two of the largest state corporations, Suzerain. Under President Rain's new privatization plan, a sizable portion of Swedish State Corporation and Nadam Mining Group, including their subsidiaries and operations, will now belong to the private sector. This move is estimated to reduce the effects of this recession. However, there is still uncertainty and speculation among the experts of the state. The upcoming months will show the reality behind the President Rain's decision. Rain determined to end recession. President Rain has shown that he has what it takes to stop the recession, as he announced his most ambitious plan to date: partial privatization of Swedish State Corporation and Nadam Mining Group. Solving the recession may not be an easy task, but this is a definitive step to end it once for all. In the short term, a sizable portion of the assets of these companies will be privatized and procured by the highest bidder. In the long term, this will trigger a revitalization of our economy by introducing a healthier competition in the Swedish marketplace. This healthy competition will be a key in stopping the recession due to the improved efficiency as a result of it. Privatization is the solution to the recession. President Rain has proven that this time he will fix the errors of his predecessor. I'm great. Oh yeah, I'm awesome. Everyone likes me. CSP criticizes Rumberg and Acacia. The Criterion Security Pact recently issued a stark condemnation of Rumberg and the Grace Network of monarchies, accusing them of attempting to reverse the trends set by the Century of Revolutions. Acacia too found itself under the CSP's lens, suspected of maintaining covert links with Rumberg. The statement from the CSP further intensifies the ideological tug-of-war that characterizes the present geopolitical landscape. Yeah. What's going on in the Kingdom of Rumberg? Rumberg affords a whistleblower escape. Rumberg has informed us about an escaped whistleblower headed to Swordland. They have prematurely requested the extradition of any whistleblowers from the Rumberg if they are to be found. Charleston Hillstone, the said whistleblower, is reported to possess highly sensitive information on a covert weapons program. Queen Beatrice Livingston's administration demanded the immediate return of Hillstone, considering his defection as a breach of trust between the two nations. I mean, how's a breach of trust yet? I haven't even accepted him or anything. I mean, I'm probably going to, but I haven't yet, so how's that a breach of trust yet? Oh, we have the assembly vote on the constitutional changes. Oh, I didn't realize we were here. Okay, well, I think we're gonna check that out in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button. And as always, peace.